What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I've been away for a while because my phone ended up dying and I had to get a few new items. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is DeAndre, aka the Superfly IT guy, and on my channel we cover all things fragrance related, technology related, movies, music, light gaming, pretty much anything that is cool and exciting, be it small businesses or just straight up hidden gems in our community that we might not know about. I bring it live to you as soon as I learn about it. So I ended up having to replace my phone. I had the Razer 2 phone initially, and it served me well for about 3.5 years. But now I am using the Note 10 Plus. So I have the Note 10 Plus, and I have an item that I'm really excited to talk to you guys about. I'm actually using the item right now, and it's conveniently made by the same company as the Razer 2 phone. RIP Razer cell phones. They're no longer doing cell phones, so I will not be getting my Razer 3, unfortunately. But let's talk about the new item from Razer that they have debuted. I managed to get my hands on this fairly early. It came out probably about a month ago now, and it's useful for streaming apps. So YouTube, podcasting, Twitch, as well as TikTok if you're doing that with like a mobile gimbal or selfie stick. But yeah, they have a few new items that they've recently launched. One is a Bluetooth lapel microphone called the Razer Seiren BT, which is a Bluetooth microphone for mobile streaming, and it is an omnidirectional microphone. It also has powerful noise suppression and customization via the streaming companion app. And it's wireless, it's clip-on, it's made from aluminum for most of the body that I can tell. One of the issues that I had with this, it's great in terms of picking up audio, sometimes too great. So you might even hear my phone vibrating as I'm recording this, as I'm getting notifications. So that's great, but that's superior quality in audio, vocal clarity. You can really tell. I have tested this out on several applications, so I can speak to it in several different forms. I used it and I recorded a few different things. I also used it in real life conversations, tagging it to my Bluetooth settings on my phone, and I had several people, including my sister and some of my friends, tell me how clear I was, and I was surprisingly clear, guys. And for this type of technology with this type of battery, it came charged to 91%. So they want you to use it out of the box. They're very environmentally friendly with the packaging on this. It still has that neon green signature color from Razer products, as you've come to know. But the environmental footprint on this is very small. They've printed that bright color with soy ink. This is recyclable, and they have Go Green with Razer as a hashtag. So you know that they designed this from the packaging to the actual mic itself with the environment in mind. And what I also like about this is the fact that the footprint for the box is very small. It has a magnetic opening for the box itself. It literally comes with, just the instruction manual and the windsocks. So you get an indoor windsock, which is made of foam, and you get a furry windsock, which is made of some furry material. The foam windsock is for the indoors. The furry windsock is for windy conditions outside. And then you also have a charging cable. And that's all in the box, guys. They made space enough for those 3 items, and that is all. And then you have the colors of the microphone. There's an LED to tell you when it's fully charged and when you need to charge it. The cable you can plug into a USB-A. It has a companion app for both Android and iOS, which is great. And then here's the kicker, guys. The price point on this, mind you, it's made of aluminum, so that's one of the things that I loved about the Razer as a company is they've managed to make great quality items at consumer-friendly prices. It's not necessarily budget because you can find microphones for a lower cost. I just have not found a Bluetooth microphone for this price. They're trying to compete with another microphone that's in the same category, but it's a higher price point. I think it's like $150 for that microphone. So yeah, I mean, came working out of the box, omnidirectional. You get vocal clarity from everything. You get the noise suppression with the companion app. You get the 2 windsocks. You can use it on a PC. And yes, guys, I did test this on a PC. I'm actually going to be using this next Saturday for a Zoom meeting that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I am extremely pleased. And if you guys want to know where to pick this up, you can go to Razer.com and they have this new item listed. And it lasts up to 6 hours with the AI function off, 4 hours with the AI function on, 10 hours for just straight up music playback, because yes, it does have a 3.5 millimeter jack that you can plug into, and it has a 1.5 hour quick charge function, so you can get streaming right away after you plug this in and need to charge it up. Like I said, it came charged out the box up to 91%. By law, companies with items that have batteries in them cannot charge them to 100%, guys. So that's normal. They can charge it up to usually about 70, 80, 90% or 95%. They have to leave it just under fully charged because it can cause the battery in transit to potentially explode. So they deter this, or they minimize this by not charging it fully. So we have that. The companion app was very easy to use, and I wanted to talk to you guys about one of the issues that I had with this thing. It isn't really an issue, it's more of a where do you find this setting to change it. So I tried to do this 2 other times with this microphone, and after about 5 minutes, every time it would cut off. So I thought, I wonder why it's doing that. I wonder how I can change that setting. So this morning, I actually, I'm curious, being a tech person and having to do this on a daily basis anyway with other clients and customers, troubleshooting applications, mobile devices. I'm all about that life. So I've been doing customer service for about 14 years, and I've been doing tech and IT related stuff for about 7 of those years, 8. So I was like, there's no way. They've got to know that this is doing this. And I was thinking, okay, for a company that is very conscious of, space saving, material saving, battery saving, they have to have some sort of auto function enabled on this microphone. And I was surprised. They actually do have an auto shutoff feature on the microphone. But here's the kicker, guys. It's not easily discoverable. All right, there's no auto shut off directly right in the app as soon as you go to settings. All right, first you have to go to settings, and then you go under device settings. You'll see Seiren BT, and then the firmware version, and then you have to tap on that, guys, and then it'll bring you to another menu that says auto shut off, and then prompt language. You click the auto shut off, and then you select from there. It has auto shut off never, after 5 minutes, after 15 minutes, after 30 minutes, after 45 minutes, and after an hour. So far, so good. I've been recording with this for about 15 minutes now, and it has not shut off. It did shut off when I first tried to record this with the setting changed, but I think that's just because it also has a smart chip in here that knows when it's not being used by the device. And so to conserve battery when it's not getting audio feedback, it will also auto shut off. Just to conserve battery, which is great, because a lot of times you might forget to turn this thing off and then you go to use it, and then the battery ends up dying, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta charge it, and it takes an hour and a half to charge this thing. So that's great. But I just wanted to tell you guys that, because I was like, oh, here it is. I was looking for this. And here's the problem. You can't find this in forums because the thing is new. So nobody really talks about it. Even on Razer's website, they didn't have it in the freaking questions and answers. They just expect you to kind of know and gravitate or find your way to this. And I managed to do that, but I'm like, man, you guys got to make that clear. So I might end up emailing Razer like, yo, you guys got to tell them about the auto shut off feature, because people are going to start recording YouTube videos and they're not going to know about this. You know, I didn't know about it until I saw it actually physically cut off after 5 minutes, like 3 times, guys. And I was like, I tried to do this late last night too, and a few other times, and it just was not working for me. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have to research this. And I looked into the booklet. Matter of fact, let me do a quick look in the book one more time, guys, just for you while we're here. Yeah, it did come with a Razer sticker, as most products with Razer do. And then it comes with Razer Gold voucher, unlimited gaming deals, exclusive giveaways, royalty or loyalty rewards, and it has a code that expires at the end of the year. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever you pay with Razer Gold. Don't know much about that. I think it's some sort of membership with Razer, because my Razer 2 phone also had this. So, yeah. But, something to note. And yeah, we are now at the 13-minute mark. And it is looking very nice right now. It has not shut off, but I was looking through this booklet real quick and see if they have some functions. Okay, cool. So you can take calls with this thing too. You can pause and play with a single press. You can accept incoming calls or incurrent calls. You can put calls on hold and accept incoming calls. You can end call, swap calls to on hold, double press, mute and unmutes the microphone during calls, and then press and hold for 2 seconds, rejects incoming calls and swaps calls. Get that 1-year limited warranty. You also get the ability to use a 3.5 millimeter jack, so you can plug things in. Compatible with iOS and Android. So if you have wired earbuds that you like using, you can use those. I don't see anything here about this auto shutoff, guys. They're gonna have to fix that. And then there's it's made in China, so there are some great points to that and some downsides to that when being made in China. One, the quality typically isn't the greatest with stuff made in China. No rag on China. They like keeping their margins low. But I think that's one of the reasons why Razer went with them, is because it allows them to charge this premium price point of $100 while still giving you something that is worth the value of your money. Because like I said, if you remember earlier, I was talking about how this type of microphone costs an upwards of at least $150. But that's even for just regular lapel microphones that are of good quality. I'm not talking about the ones that you can just get from anywhere like a Best Buy. I'm talking about ones that, like the Sennheisers or the AKGs, the professional grade audio setting microphone type deals. So, other than that, this thing has been great. I initially went to the website and talked about the noise suppression and how it talks about whether you're in windy or noisy crowds. It can intelligently filter out noise from indoor and outdoor environments thanks to the AI mic feature, which allows you to toggle between high and low noise suppression. That was great. Being able to use it within real life streaming apps is great. Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, any streaming applications that you use. The vocal clarity on this thing is amazing, guys. Every time somebody hears me talk on this thing, they're like, man, you sound really clear. I mean, like, holy cow, dude, really clear. And then because it's an omnidirectional microphone, when you're doing things like YouTube or TikTok, it's really useful because you don't have to talk directly into the microphone. And I know as podcasters and streamers, you know what I'm talking about. Those cheap microphones where if you try to talk normally and at your normal sitting position, it just sounds like you're hella far away, like in a tunnel or something. I am sitting here talking regularly on my couch, just sitting here talking to you guys. But this was something that I wanted to share with you, and I thought would be a great item for people that are using the Anchor app as well as podcasting, whether you're using the Anchor app or not. Twitch, streaming, hell, if it uses a microphone, you could even use this for damn Zoom calls, MS Team calls. I synced this thing up with my work laptop just to test it out, and it still worked. So the applications of this thing are endless, and it pays for itself in about 3 to 4 meetings that you have with this, and people always say that you sound clear. The downside is, if you don't have the in real life streaming app up, you're not going to know that it's actually recording unless you look at the streaming apps or your phone or whatever device. You got to make sure that it's connected. So do a test run before you go all in, because you'll end up wasting 10-15 minutes of your time, especially with that auto cutoff feature, guys. I was fully prepared to do a full podcast on this, and I did it like 3 times, and I was like, all right, I give up for now. I'll have to come back to this. But no, I'm pleased to report that I fixed that, and so I will be using this more often. My next podcast is going to be on the Halo series. Gotta talk to you guys about that. I just watched the first episode from Paramount Plus last night, and oh my gosh, guys, it was freaking amazing. But we'll get into that. If you have any other questions, you know what to do. You can hit me up at thesuperflyitguy@gmail.com with your questions, comments, concerns. You can buy this thing for $100 on Razer's website. Type in Seiren BT. That's Razer SEIREN BT, and it will allow you to purchase this it just became available. They have actually 3 or 4 things that they debuted. I know of 3. The mic was one. They have streaming lighting with their signature chroma, which is the RGB lighting that usually is found on most Razer items. And they have a webcam for streaming as well, that I think is about $100 also. So the goal of Razer right now is, I think, to make budget-friendly items because of, one, the current condition of the climate and everything going on economically with the rising of gas prices and inflation. They know people are struggling and don't have hundreds of dollars to throw at this stuff. So this is made for people who are casual streamers. It may not appeal to professionals, people who have super crazy expensive setups. This is literally for quick and dirty streaming. And you can use this in a professional setting. Like I said, if I can use this for my work calls and nobody knows the wiser that I'm using a Bluetooth microphone, then that's freaking great. You have a great piece of technology here. And it's very useful, very easy to use. Quick, took me about 10 seconds to put this thing, hold it for 10 seconds, turn it on, hold it for a little bit longer, like 15 seconds, and it'll flash red and blue to show you that it's in pairing mode. But it's so worth it, guys. I am not disappointed in this thing in the slightest. It's got an aluminum body, which I was surprised for this price point. Usually they'll have a piece of metal on it and then most of it will be plastic. But this thing is actually substantial. USB-C charging, which I'm always a big proponent of because it helps fast charge and it's more reliable than the micro USB. And let's be honest, guys, it's 2020. If your shit doesn't have USB-C for charging, what are you even doing? So, yeah, most people have USB-C now. That's becoming the new USB-A and, Thunderbolt ports and whatnot, especially for computers and things. If you don't have Thunderbolt 3, Thunderbolt 4, what are you even doing? It supports major pass-through throughputs for data. But this thing is great, guys. Definitely check it out if you're in the market for a microphone. Highly recommend. But yes, stay tuned for more. I'm probably going to do about 2 to 3 more podcast episodes today, as I really want to talk about Halo while it's fresh in my mind. And then there are a few other things that I've ordered that I want to talk to you guys about. One of them being clothing from a black-owned company called Blackleaf that I really like the quality of their clothes. So I'll talk to you guys about that. And then I ordered some smoothie ice cubes that pretty much they blend up the smoothies until they're a fine puree. And then they pour them in these little discus things and they freeze them. And then they ship them to you and you can let it thaw with your favorite drink and shake it up. And usually takes about 20 minutes. You can drink it straight just like that. No blender needed. So we'll talk about that. That's the Evive smoothies. So we'll cover that. But as always, I'm going to wrap this up now because I don't want to get too long-winded on this. Definitely worth your time. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, you are greatly appreciated. You are valued. And I wish you the best in all your endeavors. For those that are tuning in that have been supporters of my channel, this is getting close to 1,000 listeners in total that have heard my podcast. So thank you guys for even just tuning in for a couple minutes to check it out. I really appreciate you guys. And as always, I'm here if you have questions. But it's always a pleasure to do this for you guys. I do this as a side hobby when I'm not working. And I really enjoy this. A lot of times people will say that, I love hearing myself talk. It's not so much that. It's that I love talking about things. I'm very passionate about things that I believe in. And I think that's one of my biggest strengths. But at the same time, to people that aren't really interested in it, it can come across as long-winded. So that's why I'm trying to cut these episodes in half. And that way I'll give you guys more episodes with greater quality, and they won't feel so long-winded. They'll be like bite-sized half-hour episodes versus the hour episodes. Now, I will do hour episodes if I feel that it warrants me covering a bunch of information and allowing me to go in depth with some things. Like I recently came across some credit boosting services, and it helps to essentially boost your credit. So stay tuned for that. Like, I rent the place that I stay at right now, and I know a lot of people rent their apartments where there's actually a service called Boom Report that is a company that will allow you to take your lease and send to them, and they can report your rent payments for up to 2 years with your lease, and they report it to all 3 major credit bureaus. That's a game changer, guys. So we'll talk about that as well. And I also am doing a meeting on this Saturday for these services. So if you're interested in that, send me an email, the Superfly IT guy. I will send you the Zoom invitation, and you can join me this Saturday at 10 to check it out. But as always, peace, love, and respect. Have a great day. You are blessed and highly favored, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.